Podcast. My opinion. Podcast. All nine niggas.
All right, we are back with another episode of In My Opinion Podcast. I've got a TikTok sensation here with over 40 million views, 80 million likes, over 2 million followers, the pride of Cincinnati, Mr. Raw, the Bengals' biggest fan, and now doing stand-up comedy, selling out shows. That's why you're here on the West Coast. It's Sean Fogelson, but we simply know you as that one mailman.
Oh, G Stank, baby, that's it.
Now, before our cameras cut off, and then we're back on again, right? I was telling you that my son's name is Sean as well.
Yep.
And you was like, yeah.
Spelled all the same.
Spelled the same way.
The correct way. S-E-A-N. For those of y'all that don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know. I thought it was going to be easy. Both my kids have 4-letter names.
Yeah.
So when they're filling in bubbles, it's real quick on test. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I was like, Drew, Sean, we're done.
Boom.
So, all right. We do this thing on the podcast where because I really don't know you, it's kind of an icebreaker thing. It's a this or that.
Yep.
You tell me which one, this or that. And I had to look up some things about Cincinnati.
Okay.
I've never been out that way.
Right.
So,
They're different out there.
yeah. So I guess you guys have certain chili out there.
Oh, yeah.
So are you a Skyline or Gold Star chili?
I was waiting on that.
There you go.
So I like Skyline.
And what is the difference for the viewers
Skyline,
like myself that don't know?
Skyline is more meatier. It's the same chili damn near, but Gold Star is a little more runnier, a little more watery.
Okay.
So I prefer Skyline. If I'm gonna go into the restaurant, I'm gonna eat Skyline. But if I'm gonna get the little freezer ones, the already froze up ones, you just throw them in the microwave, I'm going with Gold Star every trip.
Oh, there you go.
And they cheaper too.
But they have the same flavor? Is one like sweeter than the other?
Yeah,
or
the Skyline a little more sweeter, I think, because they use like cinnamon or something in there. It's
Oh,
crazy.
okay.
It's different. Yeah, they ain't got no beans in it. You can get
No
beans
beans?
in it. You can get beans in it, but a 3-way is just chili, noodles, and cheese. Then you get a 4-way come with beans or onions. 5-way come with both of them.
And from the podcast that I've seen you on, you're a big foodie, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess down.
So okay. What kind of meat do they put in the chili? Is it just ground beef?
It's just ground beef. Yeah.
Just ground beef. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basic. It's different because they put that cinnamon in it. I think they even got chocolate in it or something, bro. You got to try it. If you make it out that way, it's one in the airport.
Sounds like a must-have.
Yeah, just try it, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
I have a couple questions. Like I said, I had to ask this question because LeBron's from Ohio.
Right.
So who's the GOAT? We're going with LeBron. We're going with Jordan.
I'm going with Jordan.
Thank you.
I'm old school though.
Thank
I'm
you.
only 32, but I got an old soul, bro.
Okay.
So and LeBron even from Ohio. You know what I mean? He from Cleveland, but I mean he played in Cleveland, so I don't know.
And he won him a ring.
Yeah. But I don't even get into basketball like that because once I had kids, they done took over the TV. It went from ESPN to Nickelodeon real quick, so I don't even get into basketball no more. But Michael's the best, bro.
Michael's
no,
the GOAT,
no question,
man.
bro.
So,
he the best.
Yeah. And we're saying that in Los Angeles right now. But it just happens to be what it happens
to be. I don't want no smoke.
Okay, I got these two comics. And I say one of them, I don't know if you know who Jason Banks is, right? He's from Ohio.
I know who he is.
Yeah. I had him on the podcast. So we're going back and forth talking about comedians from Ohio. And I didn't realize like how many greats you guys have coming out of Ohio.
Yeah, Cat Williams, Matt Rife. Who else?
Well, he claims Dave Chappelle is from Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Because he lives in Ohio
Yellowstone.
now.
Yeah,
so I have to ask this question because people, even though they're two different styles, are you a Cat Williams or Dave Chappelle?
See, I ain't never watched no comedy, dog.
Really?
So I've watched the Dave Chappelle show. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I watched the TV of him. So I ain't never watched no comedy, bro. Like I ain't never been to no comedy shows. I ain't never seen nobody special. So all this is new to me. You know what I mean? I went to Gary Owen show was my first show I ever been to.
Ever?
Ever comedy show ever, dog.
So how'd you know who Gary Owen was?
Through movies.
Oh, okay.
And I would see his reels like on Instagram and that. But then he wrote me like, bro, you got to come to my show. Let's make a video.
So you you didn't even know that Gary was part of like
Nah,
BT's
I knew he did
first
stand up. Yeah, I knew all that. I knew he did stand up.
Oh, okay.
But that's just because knowing Gary, you know what I mean? But I never watched stand up. I just could never get into it. Sitting there and watch somebody on stage, just standing there. You know what I mean? I'm like,
I just asked because I'm like,
That was
I'm a
my
big
theory
Gary Owen
behind
fan.
it, though.
Like I remember one of his first jokes back in the day was, I know they were screaming West Side, we were screaming double wide,
Right.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, that's hella
Yeah,
funny, like,
right.
you know,
Yeah,
back in the
so-
late '90s. So
he wrote me and just told me to come out to a show, and I went out there, and I didn't know what to expect. I knew it was gonna be funny because it's Gary Owen. You know what I mean? He was
Yeah.
like my favorite comedian. I guess you could say that because I ain't really know comedians. You know what I mean? I never knew.
so
But
this question must be hard for you then.
Yeah,
Cat
it
Williams
is.
or
It is, like-
so I'm taking it you're gonna have to go with
I
Dave
gotta
because of
go
the
with-
show.
Yeah, because of the show. But then again, I seen Cat Williams in movies and that too. Like his mannerism, I guess I kind of favor his mannerism. People say, but I don't know. I think Dave Chappelle. Man, that's a hard question, bro. That's a good one.
I totally
That's
believe.
a good one.
Even though to me Dave is going to be my goat, but
Right.
I'm partial to Dave only because we share the same birthday.
So I think Cat's. I'm a little more closer to Cat because I think he was just more in my era. I guess Dave was a little bit before me.
Okay.
I guess you could say. But then again, I don't know because I wasn't really tapped into comedy. I was just tapped into
Man.
like I seen Dave Chappelle before I seen Cat Williams. So I was tapped into the
Oh,
comedic
okay,
roles that they played on TV versus not their stand up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just never cared about stand up, bro. And I went to Gary Owen show, went great, and then after the show we went and shot a video. And it wasn't rehearsed or nothing. Like I'll do all my videos. I just press record and just go with the flow. And he's like, damn, bro, you funny as hell. Like, you're quick on your feet. You ever try stand up? And I'm like what you just did, dog? Like, hell nah. And he's like, bro, write you down a couple little jokes and then come to Zany's with me in Nashville and let's see how you do. So I got on stage and killed it, bro. It went great. And I'm like, oh, damn. So
You know how upset you're getting every stand-up comedian like myself who's been doing this shit for 15 years?
Yeah.
Where you're
Well,
like,
that's-
and then I killed it the first time. And
That's
all
what-
of us were trying to figure it out.
And that's the thing. Like a lot of these TikTok comedians, I guess, if you will, of course they're gonna sell tickets because people want to come out and get that picture
Yeah.
and post it online where you famous at. You know
Okay.
what I mean? And I'm grinding to this shit. I want them to come back next year too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I could care less about this year. You know what I mean? Of course they're gonna come out, but right now I'm proving myself that I can actually be funny on stage. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people look at TikTok and be like, bro, you can't get on stage and redo or edit or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
think
yeah.
like, bro, that ain't how I shoot my videos though. My shit is just straight. I don't even know how to edit, bro. I know how to cut off the front and cut off the back. I don't know how to get the chopping in the middle.
gonna make
and
me
all
have to
that,
erase
bro.
one of these
It's
questions in
crazy,
here,
bro.
man.
My shit be so ghetto, dog. Like I ain't intend for this shit to blow up like that. Like I said, I ain't never wanted to do stand up. So the fact that I could come in and do it it's amazing, bro. It's a blessing. I thank God every day. It's crazy, bro. It's amazing.
All right. And like I told you earlier, we're gonna try to. What I like to do, man, is get personal with the comics because we all have a different side, right?
Right.
We're not just here to be funny for people. We
Mm-hmm.
all go through our own things. I tell people when I started this was like a way to get into a different aspect of comedy.
Right.
But then I've realized, like, I have two sons that are adults now. And I do it as like an anthology to them. Like hopefully they'll look back and be like, "Oh, that's what my dad was doing."
Yeah.
And they'll be able to look back at the videos.
Right.
So that's kind of why I tap into this part of the podcast.
Yeah, that's
and
cool,
get
bro.
that.
I was
So-
just thinking about that the other day. Like,
So-
if somebody dies, I'd be like, I want to do their kids look back at their
yeah,
shows
yeah.
and shit, be like, just to hear their dad voice again. And that's why I told my wife, like, man, I'm glad I make these videos. Because you never know, like, if something happened and I die, at least my kids can go back and
Yeah.
watch all these videos and shit. You know what I mean? It's more than just making people laugh.
So
It's,
that's why I brought up the chili question, but now I got to ask the pizza question because I guess there's a La Rosa's pizza.
oh, yeah.
So we're going with La Rosa's pizza, or we going with or New York style pizza?
La Rosa's all day. They just got so many different. And then, La Rosa's all day. I ain't never had New York
See how
style.
Cincinnati he is, people.
Like, I ain't never been up there, though. I ain't never been nowhere
You haven't
before
been to
this
New
tour,
York
dog.
yet?
I've been to the corner store and back. Like, I ain't been nowhere, bro. Tri-state. Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana. That's it. Kentucky for cigarettes,
okay.
Indiana for fireworks.
Well, I will tell you, I'm a deep dish type person.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I didn't
Yeah,
get this
that
big
thick-
without eating
thick
some bread.
dough,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? So,
yeah.
so I don't like that thin shit anyways.
Right.
But
Yeah, La Rosa's is thin. You can get a thick crust, but I don't
But
know. It's just
from the pictures that I saw last night, I was like, oh, that
Yeah,
looks
you
like
can
some
get a
pretty
deep
good
dish,
pizza.
yeah.
It looks pretty good. So, all right. Now, I understand that you have 3 daughters, right?
Yep.
So I was like, well, maybe I should do this as a what do they call it? A father, is it a daddy, father, girl? What do they call that? The Kobe thing? The father's daughter or something like
Father-daughter dance or something.
the whatever they call that. I don't have any girls.
Donuts for dads.
So yeah, donuts.
Remember that at school?
But so I wrote these questions. I was like, let me ask another person who's a father, but to daughters, because I wonder. I'm like, so is it tea parties or sports games? What are you doing
my
with your girls?
So now it's a different time. Back in the day, it was tea parties. I was trying to get them to be in sports. My oldest, she was in sports. It was basketball.
What are the age ranges, if you don't
So
mind me
my
asking?
oldest is 20. She my stepdaughter.
Okay.
Then I got a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Oh, okay.
So the 15-year-old and the 12-year-old, my 12-year-old just got into volleyball. So she doing that. They ain't want to mess with sports at all. My
Okay.
20-year-old did. She was in basketball, softball, all of that. So it wasn't tea parties with her. I colored with her.
Okay.
She loved coloring.
See, I
but-
thought I was under the impression your kids were a little younger, so I was like,
Nah.
I was like,
They can cook
Because
on
if
their
you
own
still having tea
now,
parties with
hey,
the- with
it
the
ain't nothing
15,
for them to-
20-year-old.
Yeah, it ain't nothing for them to throw a bowl of noodles in the microwave down. They almost out the nest.
There you go. I got a 23-year-old. He
Oh,
ain't
yeah,
left
he
yet.
still ain't out the nest.
He ain't, we'll
It'd be
get
like
to him
that,
in a
man.
minute.
Yeah,
all
it'd
right?
be like that.
Well, then I guess when they were younger, this question comes up, and I wrote this because my cousin behind the camera right now, his youngest is what, six, right? So his youngest is 6.
Okay.
So I was like, this is one thing where I'm glad I didn't have a little girl. Was it Frozen or Moana growing up?
It was Frozen. Moana came out after Frozen, didn't it? Yeah, it was Frozen.
So you heard that fucking
Yeah,
song.
all of that. Let it go, let it go. All of that.
Just over and over.
Oh,
'cause
my God,
kids was
nonstop.
fucking. I know my kids.
Hey,
luckily,
them
my kids watch Toy Story, so I
Hey,
was
my
like, cool. I can watch
15-year-old
this
like
shit on
that.
repeat.
Yo Gabba Gabba, y'all heard of that? Oh my God, you know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, bro, that give me nightmare just thinking about it right now, bro. It was bad. It was bad. Just nonstop, over and over. That's why I said once I had kids, bro, they just took over the TV.
This question: did you bring what I asked you to, cuz? The tie? No. All right. Well, I asked them to bring the tie because I have because I have boys. I was like, there's 2 things that a father should teach their son: is 1, how to
Yeah.
drive a stick, and 2, you need to teach your son how to tie a tie.
I don't even know how to tie
Right?
a tie.
And that's why I was
My
I was like,
daddy
I
wasn't
need to
there.
ask another man to bring a tie and say, here, can you tie it? And so,
Yeah.
so I was gonna put you on blast.
Yep,
right?
I would have been like, no, I threw it in a double knot. Tied it up like you tie your shoe up.
So, but this question is kind of like that. So, for a little girl, is it? Do you think it's better if she knows how to coordinate or knows how to dress up, especially for like a 15, 20?
Coordination. You may dress up like as a
I think-
princess, like
No, like I mean, your 15-year-old is going to be going to senior
Right.
prom pretty soon.
Yeah.
You know, she's going to have to
Coordination.
know how to dance in
Peep the
high
fit,
heels.
damn it. Yeah.
yeah.
She got to be coordinated. My kids are always coordinated.
Always coordinated.
J's on the feet, everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, look at they daddy.
Yeah.
Of course,
Well,
I gotta keep them
that's
suited.
why I asked, because I know you've done videos on TikTok
Mm-hmm.
about coordinating this. Where I was telling my cousin, I said I feel like a dude has to coordinate and a girl has to dress up a little bit more.
Oh, okay, that
And-
makes
and
sense.
not-
I
not-
see what you're saying now. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
but we from the hood though. We they don't really dress up unless they going out to a
Yeah.
prom or something.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
like once a year or something,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So, all right. And then I asked this question before everybody started stealing it on their podcast. This used to be a big date question when I was in the dating world. But I'm gonna ask you because I'm always interested. You said you're a foodie. If you was on death row and you had one meal and one dessert, anybody or anywhere could make it. What are you eating? What's your food and what's your dessert?
A5
And this-
Wagyu steak. That's what I'm eating. Wagyu steak. That's gonna be.
Now, who's cooking it though?
I don't give a shit. As long
Oh,
as
you
they
don't-
know what they doing. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't know no chef.
well-
Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, they have him cooking if he ain't doing nothing. As long as he ain't busy, I know he got a busy schedule. I ain't trying to be no bird. I'm finna die. I don't give a shit who cook it. But dessert,
we having sides, or we just having a steak?
We had steak. We had corn on the cob. I want that from Louisiana though. They got that
okay.
spicy corn on the cob down there. Location, woo.
Okay.
But I got some mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, little bacon bits in there. Mac
You
and
want cheese?
cheese with the crunchy shit
Oh,
on top.
okay.
Oh yeah, you gotta have that. What else?
What you having for dessert?
Dessert.
What's
I
your
don't even
go-to
know. I don't
dessert?
even be banging on sweets like that.
No?
Just give me a cookie and I'm good. Just get that motherfucker a cookie.
Do you have a preference on the cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip. Make it nice and simple. There we go. There we go. All right. We're going to go ahead and get into some real questions here.
Right
now that
on.
we broke the ice. Here we go. I see leaving behind a role such as a big part how you identified yourself as a mailman can be difficult. How has the transition for you and been, and what's helped you embrace this new phase of your life trying to do stand-up?
God. Like if I'm gonna be honest, bro, I just trusted him. He chose this career for me. Like I said before, dog, like I ain't never wanted to do this. I ain't never seen no comedy shows. So the fact that I'm doing stand-up now it blows my mind. So I just was like, this shit happening now. I've been working my whole life. That's all I know how to do is work, bro. Like this shit is happening now. I need to jump on this full force and hit it head on. You know what I'm saying?
Have you felt and I ask this because I'm trying to transition. My day life, I'm in healthcare, and I'm trying to make that leap.
Right.
But I've spent over 2 decades in healthcare, so I identify what I do.
Right.
So are you having that difficulty? Because again, you're still labeled as the one mailman.
Nah,
but
not
you're
at
like,
all.
hey man, I appreciate that's what got me here.
Right.
But I got more to offer to the world.
Yeah.
Are you looking at it like that?
Absolutely,
Or?
absolutely. Because the post office always gonna be there, bro. You know what I mean? This shit's happening now, dog. Like so, everybody's like, bro, and I worked there for 6 years, so I was vested, but I was only 6 years, dog. Like I'm 32, and everybody's like, all these benefits, they got great benefits when you retire, and I'm like, that's 30 more years from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
if
I'm
you
trying-
make it there.
right? Exactly. And with that work, a lot of people think you're just putting paper in a box, which it really is, but they don't factor in the weather, the elements. Like in Ohio, you get all 4 seasons in
Yeah.
one day, bro. Like it'll be crazy out there. So it ain't always just beautiful weather every day, and then you got the workload. So I was just like, fuck them bills, bro. Like this shit happening now. Let me just go out here and go for it. See what happens. Let me bet on myself. Like I bust my ass for every other job I done been at for somebody else. Like let me bust my ass for myself.
Okay.
Let me see where that get me. And the worst case scenario don't work, I'll go back to work. You know what I mean? That's the way I looked at it.
Well, I wanted to ask you a personal question about
Yeah.
that because we spoke briefly when I saw you at Tommy T's. That's my home club out in the Bay Area. But with your years of experience as a mailman, what insights or tips would you share with someone who's new to that role, like my son? My son's I guess he texted me earlier saying he's a city carrier assistant.
Okay.
So he's been in that role probably about 7-8 weeks now.
Yep.
I want to say 2 days
They've
ago
been
was
working
the
his ass
first
off, ain't they?
day he got rained on, and that's what I was waiting for. I was like, is he gonna call it quits after the first time he gets rained
A
on?
shoe dryer, bro. A shoe
shoe
dryer.
dryer?
You can get them at Walmart. You get them on Amazon. You like take your shoes off and you flip them upside down. And they're like 2 rides that come up.
Okay.
And you just set the shoes on them. And
Now I know what to get him for Christmas.
Get him that for real, bro. Tell him don't leave it on there too long though, because for real, the shoes will get hardened up and they'll crack, and then you have a hole right there.
Do you
on
have
your
a shoe
toe.
preference that you're like?
I
Because I know.
follow the rules, bro. I went by because my luck. They always came out on me and want to check me because I'm ghetto, and they just seemed like they just ain't trust me at first. So they was what they call.
Skechers gives you guys a discount.
Nah, you got to get a government approved shoe. Like
Oh,
once
really?
he gets his allotment, like he's still in his first 90 days. So
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
gets his allotment, and it's probably gonna be longer than 90 days. So right now I would just get anything that's comfortable in black.
Okay.
I don't even Hoka. People
Okay.
say that's a good brand.
Yeah.
But I always went with what the post office gave me because the security people would come, not even security, what the hell they called? I don't even know, the inspectors. Yeah, that's what they call it. They would come out, you got to show your license. They got to make sure you got all the proper equipment on,
Really?
like uniform, shirt tucked in. They don't really care about that, but they want you dappered up. You know what I mean? You gotta have on the proper shoes, because if you don't and you get bit or you fall, like nah, that's on you. Like, but you ain't have our shoes on. That's why you fell.
Oh.
Yeah. So they got a green little tag. When he gets his, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a green little tag right here. But tell him to get waterproof shoes, man. They only gonna stay waterproof for so long. It don't matter what you get. Once they take on so much
How
water, it's
often
a
did
wrap.
you go through shoes?
Bro, I went to probably three pairs
Three
a year. Yeah. That's winter boots, and then I had two summer shoes.
Okay.
But you gotta the waterproof ones. Man, it sucks because there ain't nothing you can really do, bro. Like, and once your socks get wet, it sucks.
Well, I was telling him just because we had the rain day a couple days ago. I told him, I said, "What'd you learn that day?" "Oh, what do you mean?" I go, "Did you learn what happens when you get rained out? How are you gonna get home? Are you just gonna sit in the car all
Yeah.
wet? Are you taking extra shit with you?
Right.
Like, are you taking extra socks?"
A lot of people.
You know what I mean?
took
I was in the
extra
military as
socks,
well, so I was like,
but it's like,
socks was a big thing for us in
yeah,
the military.
yeah, bro, because you got to take care of your feet, man. Like that's your money maker.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
walking all damn day. You know what I'm saying? So you get that blister, your feet start hurting, bro. Your job makes your job a hell of a lot harder. So just tell him, bring extra socks, extra pair of shoes. But like the extra socks, that's only gonna help for a little bit, because if shoes is already soaked, you know what I mean? They're gonna get right back soaked, especially if it's a continuous downpour all day, and it ain't shit you can do.
What
You
about a
can't
hat?
wait it out, bro. I didn't really. So they give you plastic hats. I used just the regular mailman hat. I felt like that did better. But once you're looking down at the mail, so like all the rain just gonna drip on the brim, and then it's just gonna drip right on the mail. That shit's aggravating. So you
'Cause I
gotta
know he
like
bought a hat, but he
drain
was
your
saying
hat out.
his hat just kind of soaked down
Yeah.
after getting rained on for
Yep.
about an hour.
Yep.
And he
That's
goes, "I
usually how it
learned that
happens.
hat is
And
not
they
the
give
good
you
one."
they give you a white plastic brim hat, but that thing sucks too, bro. Like everything they give you sucks. It's for real. It's crazy, bro. I wore my winter jacket.
One of the reasons I
in the
wanted to
rain.
ask you this though is because I've heard you on the other podcast when people are like, "Oh, he's not a real mailman."
Yeah, they
I want
don't
to make
believe
sure
it.
that these motherfuckers
don't
here,
believe-
like,
yeah, I'll pull out
he
my
knows the
credentials.
shoes, he knows the hats, he knows the jackets. All right, this
Hold on.
motherfucker delivered some mail.
I got
okay?
one better for that ass. Look, still got my credentials, damn
Oh, there
it,
you
man.
go. There you go. My son got one of those.
Yeah, that's how we
just got
clock
his,
in.
He just got his little blue shirt in from his union or whatever.
Yeah, look,
And he
I
be
should
rocking.
give you my uniform credit card. That's what his card look like.
Oh, okay.
It says U.S. Postal Service.
Oh,
And
there
then
you
he
go.
just take that to the
Citibank. Nice.
Yeah, he just take that to the wherever he get his uniforms,
Okay.
and then boom.
All right. Well, since we talked about my kid, I'm going to jump back into your kids. That's what it's called. As a girl dad to 3 daughters, what values or lessons do you find most important to share with them while they grow up?
I'm straight up with my kids. Like, we grew up in Price Hill, which is crazy, and all my friends was all on drugs and heroin. They all died and overdosed. So I just tell them, like, I'm real with my kids. I'm honest with them. They know I smoke weed, but I don't hide shit from my kids. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's when they're gonna be sneaky. Is
Yeah.
when you start hiding shit from your kids. And
Girls
then-
are the worst.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad. It's bad. So, like, I don't hide shit from them. I let them know what's going on in the world. I let them know, like, yup, my friend just died, overdosed, heroin. That's why you don't mess with drugs. That's why you got to pay attention who you hanging around with. And my kids know, bro. Like, my mama was real strict on me, and I grew up around that. But I learned from watching my stepdad's friends. I knew what not to be like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I don't want to be like that. Like,
It's always easier to learn what not to be like,
And
right?
then I seen all my friends going down that same path, bro. And I'm like, bro, I can't deal with it. And then once we all got grown, heroin started popping up real bad. And then they all just started falling like dominoes, bro. And I just told my kids, like, yo, we going to another funeral. So-and-so just died, another funeral. Then my dad, another funeral. So I'm honest with them. I let them know what's out there. You know what I mean?
What's that line for you then? 'Cause it seems like you're real open, and I'm pretty open with my kids too.
Right.
That's why I'm asking. Is I get pushed back from my friends sometimes, like, dude, you share too much information with your
Mm-hmm. Right.
kids, and I'm like, I just want them to understand that the world,
Yeah, how
the
it
world
works.
is not gonna cuddle you.
I don't want them to be blindsided, bro. And like they know they got to get out here and work. They know how expensive everything is, and they see it. And I just try to teach them responsibilities, bro. Like cleaning up, making your bed when you wake up. Like that's a accomplished mission you done already did. As soon as you woke up, you feel better now. Like you just accomplished that goal. Like as soon as you woke up, boom, now you feel a little bit better because you just accomplished something today.
I think I didn't make my bed this morning. You're making me feel
Yeah, I
bad.
didn't either. I didn't either. I've been at the airport
they
since
better
4
have.
this morning.
Listen to what we say, not what we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Transitioning from TikTok sensation to comedy to the comedy world brings challenges and criticism. What lessons have you learned through the journey, and how do you handle any pushback if you've had any?
I'm just always positive with it. You know what I mean? Like, I've learned so much in these past 6-7 months, and I'm not, like I said earlier, like I'm not worried about the negative comments. Ain't nothing that can't. I know I'm funny. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I can sit here. It's just the challenges so that I was going through is writing jokes, like because I'm always funny in spot, like on spot, just talking to somebody. But I figured I didn't know that there was a setup to writing a joke.
Oh,
like you know what I mean? The 3 steps. I didn't know none of that.
So who's helping you with that? Anybody?
I'm still just writing, bro. I'm still just going. Yeah, I'm just going. And
Comedy's
the people who I work with, like I got an opener, a feature, Gabe, the dark skin Teflon. I learned so much from him. He's been doing comedy for like 12, 13 years. He just don't got the numbers. Like he's funny as hell. He's goofy. Like me and him vibe so much, bro. It's like you ever met somebody and you feel like you know them your whole life. That's how I feel with bro. And I just watch him and I can catch on quick. And me and him, I'll bounce jokes off of him. Like, what you think about this? And he'd be like, nah, this is how you got to set it up. He's like, that way you can, and he's like, because right now you just giving them punchlines. He's like, you're not setting it up. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, okay. So once I learned that, I'm like, oh, all right, I got it now. It's cool. Yeah. Okay. So it's just like with anything, you know what I mean? You learn as you go and you figure the shit out as you're going. As long as you're paying attention and you want to learn, you know what I mean?
So when it comes to learning the lingo of comedy, is Gabe the one helping you out with that?
What do you mean lingo?
And I say that because, like, I'm pretty sure you've done comedy in both places that's all they do, comedy clubs.
Yeah.
And then there's venues that have comedy events.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, and I've done both. Where a comedy club, they know the lingo. They're like, hey, how many comics you got on? I'm like, hey, it's a regular show. I got 3 comics.
Right.
Where I can come in here, we've done shows here, right? At Don Bonnie. Thanks for having us. But, I'll be like, hey, I have a host, a feature, and a headliner. And they're like, what's that?
Okay.
They don't know where each person goes because they don't really do comedy.
Yeah.
They're just letting us do an event here.
That makes sense.
So who's giving you that insight? There's all these unwritten rules as a comedian that...
My manager.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd have been taking care of all that. I just show up and be funny.
I wish I had it that easy.
I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed, man. God is good.
All right. You kind of spoke about this earlier, but hopefully I can get you to speak about it a little bit more. Only because myself, I'm a content creator as well, right? That's why we're doing this. Mm-hmm. But I make videos, I do the editing, I do all that, and my cousin does the same shit. We have this conversation all the time about how fucking time consuming it is.
Yeah.
And how much it takes away from our own family time.
Yeah.
Is it the same for you?
Yeah. Well,
and how do you manage those two?
I don't know how to edit, so I don't spend that much time editing, bro. Like, I'm learning, but as far as right now, if you want me to edit something, I can only cut off the back and cut off the front. So you better mess up in the beginning or the end. Because if you mess up in the middle, you just might as well reshoot the whole
So do you take
video.
a lot of takes then sometimes?
Nah, I'll just run with it, bro. I just press record and just go. What confuses me is, like, when I do my drops for, like, other cities.
Yeah.
And it's like I got a script, like, what to say. Like, okay, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here on November 13th. Don't forget to come at so-and-so this time. That's what fucks me up. Like, when I can't just
like
get
the
on
way
there
I've been
and
reading
ramble.
off of this shit?
Right. So if I was to get on there and, like, it's hard for me to plan something out and then execute it as far as a TikTok video. Like, I've shot a commercial. That shit went great. But, like, I don't know, when I'm on my TikTok, bro, I just press record, and I ain't got time for that shit. I ain't got time to be editing, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I never wanted to be no content creator.
But I'm pretty sure
no,
you're getting asked and requested to do certain things now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where
Yeah,
you're,
absolutely.
That's got to take away from family time as
Right,
well, though,
right.
too.
Yeah.
Even if you're not the one editing, doing it, but you still got to drive there, shoot
Yeah.
the shit. You know, the time it takes to get
As
there,
far as
come
shooting,
back.
bro,
and-
my shit just goes
So-
first try. Like they just give me a topic. Like I just did a video for this winter drive I did in Cincinnati. We gave away a bunch of winter clothes and shit. But like they wanted me to shoot a video while I was there for all surplus deals, and they was like, just tell them who's here, blah blah blah. And I just went off the top of my head and just gave them a little 45-second video, and they loved it. So that's usually how my content goes. I try not to plan it out, because then when I get to planning it out, then I start overthinking. Then while I'm saying it, I'll think of something else, and I'm like, oh, no, let me switch it up. So it's just too much. I just get on there and just do my shit, bro.
I think that's the way we all do it. I'm just, I know how much time it takes to do certain things. Because like I said, we'll probably shoot this for a while, but
Yeah.
I'll probably edit this because I got 3 cameras, I got 2 different microphones. I got
Right. Yeah,
it's gonna
that's
take
a
me
lot.
5-6
Yeah, that's
hours
a
to
lot
edit this shit.
Yeah,
You
I
know what
couldn't
mean?
even
So
begin to tell you how to do that, brother. For real. I ain't got no knowledge when it comes to that.
all right, touring and comedy brings a lot to learn from the stage presence and managing personalities and understanding the business. Who's been helping you navigate with all that?
My
Is it just
manager.
Brad?
Yep, him and his girl.
Okay.
They've been helping me do everything. Like I said, I ain't never wanted to do this. This was their idea. Like, come on, bro, you want to get on stand up? I'm like, yeah, let's try it.
Let's try.
Like I said, worst case scenario, bro, I'll go back to work. Like, this shit is happening now. People don't understand that. Like, you gave up so much. Like, no, I didn't. Like, I'm 32. I can make a greatness anywhere else, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it don't have to be the post office. Like, it's other jobs out there. They try to get you to think that the post office is the only job in the world. Like, it's other good jobs out there. Like, it's people making $1 million a day.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm gonna retire there with 500,000. Like, fuck that. I'm trying to make that today. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. You just gotta take a risk sometimes. I figure this is a good risk. It's me. I'm taking a chance on me.
No,
You know what I mean?
I'm betting on myself as well. so-
Absolutely.
and all this is money that I've invested
Yeah.
into it. So I definitely see. As a matter of fact, that's one thing I wanted to give you your kudos for, man. Is like I said, I went to the show, and now that we're going to be doing the New Year's Eve show together or whatever. That question keeps getting popped up by other comedians. Like, is he funny? 'Cause
Yeah.
they all know
Is
that
he
you're.
funny on
Is he
stage for
funny?
real? Yeah.
And I'm like,
I already know it.
I'm like, he's funny enough to sell some tickets. Like,
Right.
why don't you guys start selling some tickets, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not shitting on nobody, but what I'm saying is Dave Chappelle himself has said it. He goes, sometimes you don't have to be funny, you just have to be interesting.
Right.
And you're very interesting.
Yeah.
People come out because they're your actual
Yeah,
fans.
exactly.
There's a difference. I've got fans and followers, and they might come out and see me
Mm-hmm.
and tell me, hey, man, I haven't heard that joke yet, or this or that. But I tell people the one show that I've been to, yours, people stuck around for over an hour to get a
Yeah,
picture
it's
with you.
crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Do you know how fast they leave the fucking doors at Tommy T's when I'm there?
Really.
I'm trying to get them. Hey,
But-
man, I got some new merch. My cousin just designed this.
So
And
it's like
so
they know what the inside of my house looks like. They know what kind of car I drive. They know about my family. They know about, like, they know me personally. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they're
Yeah.
coming to see like a family member versus just a comedian. So does that make sense? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because like
And
they
are
don't
you going to
know-
keep building? Obviously, it sounds like you're going to, because Brad was saying that you got some things in the works. I'm not saying that you got to tell what they are, but are you going to? Is that the way you build your brand? Because I kind of I don't know if you know who he is because he's a comedian, but Bert Kreischer.
Oh, yeah,
That's who
yeah,
you remind me.
yeah,
of.
yeah,
You
I know
remind me
him.
of the younger, more fit
Really?
version of Bert because Bert lets everybody into his life
Right.
as well. He's willing to go. I see the videos that you post up. He goes out and chills with the public afterwards. And as you've been doing comedy
Yeah.
now, you've probably seen there's a lot of comics that go do comedy and then want nothing to do with the
Yeah,
audience
bump
afterwards.
straight on out. And that's just, I don't know.
So
This shit's more than me. I feel like life is easier with a smile, bro, and that's all I'm trying to do. If it I don't know, bro. Like I see the difference between other comedians, and it's like I don't know. I'm creating my own lane, I guess you could say. Like I heard, you're not allowed wearing shorts on stage, or you're not supposed to wear
Yeah.
shorts on stage. I just found that out. I've been feeling bad as fuck. I'm like, damn. But it's
Gabriel
hot as
Iglesias
hell
has
in
been
this
killing
state.
it. All right, he just sold out Dodger Stadium in
Really?
shorts.
That's amazing.
So fuck what they told you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And every
So-
person that comes and tries to tell you these rules, man, because like I said, once I said that I've had you on New Year's Eve, I've seen some comedians like oh, you got the TikTok guy,
Right.
or whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, I've got another funny comedian
Yeah,
that's
that's
working hard to do this, and I go and bless them, bro. I go, because as comics, that's what we all want, bro.
Right.
We're waiting for that opportunity too.
Yeah.
And I go, where I look at it the other way, where I'm like, I don't think I would have been ready the first 6 months into
Yeah.
this shit. I know I wouldn't have been.
Yeah, and
So
it's,
I'm
I
glad.
don't think
I'm
people-
enjoying the journey right now.
I don't think people realize how fast or how far I've come in such little time either. Like they think I'm just getting up there, hey, little stanky booty, rah.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, how much can you really do that for an hour, bro? Like, you can't. And I do. How can it be TikTok on stage? I do
you
fit
think it
checks.
helps? Do you think it helps because you're getting so much stage time too? Because I have that argument.
Yeah,
with
absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then I was on tour with Gary the first 2-3 months of this shit. So, and he was doing 7 shows a weekend.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? We
How
was
much time were
killing
you
it.
doing?
I was
10, 15?
He would let me run
Do whatever?
all my jokes because
Oh,
I was
really?
just starting. I didn't have no jokes, you know what I mean? So he was just like, run everything you got. And every time I would get off stage, I would end up forgetting a joke. So I would run back to the green room, look at my notebook, like,
Do you
damn, that's
record
what
your
I forgot.
sets?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 90% of the time I do.
Okay.
But that's how I learn, bro. Like, I get off the stage, I watch my shit, I'll be like, oh, okay, there was a low spot right there. So I need to either fill that in or
but I think-
chop it up real quick.
I think that's an advantage that you got, and that's what I wanted to ask you with the last question as well. Is if I was in your shoes, I would film almost everything from
Yeah.
this point, just so when you can look back at it 3 years from
Right.
now, not only could you show yourself, but you'll be able to show the audience, like,
Yeah.
look, remember when I was doing these jokes, and look at how the growth of the jokes
Right,
been,
right.
and because there's jokes now that I've been saying for 4 or 5 years where I just learned how to call back
Yeah.
to that joke, and like, that shit was dope, bro.
Right,
Why did it take me
right.
3 years to learn that
Yeah.
callback? Like,
Yeah, see, and that's another thing. Like, I only been working on these jokes 6-7 months, and like a lot of these other comedians has been doing this shit for years and years. So they see my shit, and I just want to. All these old school comedians, like, dog, I'm trying to pay my homage, whatever in the hell you call it, like,
Yeah.
my respects, because I know I done skipped 10 years of comedy just with social media. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't have to do the grind and the open mics, all that all the older school comedians did. I ain't have to do that traveling for $50, and I ain't have to because I could already sell tickets, I already had fans. I didn't have to
Well, I do.
establish a fan base. So that's what I'm saying, like, so y'all's grind and my grind is totally different.
totally different.
But
Yeah,
we
yeah.
obviously going for the same goal. So, but I'm not one of these big-headed TikTok comedians that's just thinking I'm gonna come in the game
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just do
and-
my
and
shit and run it.
Hopefully,
you know what
it's
I
not
mean?
coming off that way at all.
Right, yeah,
I'm
not
trying to
at
give you your
all.
kudos, bro.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing. The positivity, like I said, you took 2 minutes to talk to me after the show at Tommy T's as
Right.
well. And like I said, you don't know how many times you're just like, that could have went totally different.
Yeah,
Or in your
definitely.
head, you were like,
Definitely.
okay, like where that's why I work so hard on this shit myself, because I'm like, I'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely. One day at a time.
Yeah. I wrote this one. Do you ever feel that the self-proclaimed biggest mailman, Carl Malone, has some self-explaining to do since he's never actually
You
delivered
ain't
any
lying.
fucking mail?
And folks be talking about me. You ain't no mailman no more. You gonna change your name? They talk to his big ass. As soon as he do it, then I'll do it. All right. Yeah, they be giving me shit about that. Like, but you ain't the mailman no more. Like, so what? I'm still that one mailman.
Because we were going back and forth. You know what's funny is even my design guy who's printing out some big stuff so I can promote the show for New Year's Eve or whatever. He sent me a little snap earlier, and he was like, "Rawr, I got your banner, right?"
Yeah.
But I went in there and I was like, "Yeah, man, I got the mailman. We're doing New Year's Eve." And he's like, "I don't know who you're talking about." And I was like, come on, bro. And then I showed him the video, and he was like, oh, that dude? That dude, I call him Mr. Bangles. And I was like,
Who they? Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that dude. And he was like, oh, man. He goes, yeah, I've been following that motherfucker for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I go, see? And he goes, oh, man, too bad I got it. His wife's about to birth their second child at the end of December. Otherwise, he'd be like, I feel bad leaving those 2 kids there.
Right.
So shout out to Clint.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I think I got maybe 1 or 2 more questions if you got time for me.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely, brother.
Let me see. I was
Always
trying to
got
write
time.
down. I wanted to know this. People know your comedic side, but we all have hidden talents. What's one of your secret talents you wish the public knew about, and what's one you hope that stays under wraps?
I ain't got no
And
secret
don't incriminate
talents.
yourself, right?
Yeah,
So-
right. Yeah, we ain't going that far back. I don't know. I ain't got no secret talents, man.
You don't play the guitar. You don't.
Hell
You couldn't.
nah.
And I asked that because, like, I don't know if you know who Bruce is.
Yeah.
Right? A big comedian,
Yeah.
been around forever, and I didn't know he was such a great cook. He says he can cue up some shit. So
Right.
so there's certain things where
I could boil a mean pot of water, boy. Nah, I don't know, bro. I'm a regular dude. I'm just happy
You
to
don't play
be
the
funny,
guitar,
bro. I
you
don't
don't-
play the guitar. I don't none of that.
Oh,
I play
okay.
sports and all that, but I ain't no Jamar Chase and no Joe Burrow, nothing.
I heard you play ping pong. You pretty good at that.
I can play ping pong. Yeah, who'd you hear that from?
I heard it on the podcast.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I was
I
like,
played
I was
ping
like,
pong
man,
before.
I gotta find us a table because I
Yeah,
think
we could do that.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I watched Forrest Gump like 15 times. Bro.
oh yeah, Gen A.
He's like, you're just retarded. That's all. So, all right. Well, and there's nothing that you don't want to share then.
Yeah,
right?
I
So,
ain't-
he's like, nah.
I ain't got no talents, man.
So, what else I got for you? Well, there's a lot of excitement in this new chapter. What's one thing that still scares you about taking this big step?
Taxes. For real, I'm dead ass serious. I got a CPA now, but I don't. That was always my biggest fear, bro. Like, I ain't trying to get wrapped up in no damn taxes, bro. Like, I just want to make sure that's all clear. Like, I ain't spend no money. I ain't bought no big purchases or nothing because of taxes. I want to figure out what I owe. You know what I mean? Like, all of that before I go buy anything.
And now you're starting to learn how to write this off and
Yep.
write that off.
Yep.
And
all of that.
Everything. Haircuts, clothes.
Yeah.
Write all that
everything.
shit off.
I cut my own hair, so I guess that's a talent. I cut my own hair. I didn't do it today, but yeah, I used to cut hair. I cut hair for like since I was like 12.
Do you have a?
I was the hood barber.
You don't have a license, but
Nah, hell no, I ain't got no license.
Okay.
Just from the
And
corner.
And you can cut all kinds of hair.
I cut black hair, white hair, any hair, straight hair, curly.
Oh shit! See, I go bald just to make it easy,
Just
and I
go with
still
the
have to
grain.
have my son come help me just so I make sure I don't have a big patch
Yeah,
on the back of my head.
yeah. It's just like cutting grass. That's how I picture it in the back of my head. Just make sure I'm hitting every line like I'm cutting grass, bro. For real. Because I don't know how to do the mirror. Like, I didn't keep the back on factory settings. I don't line it up or nothing. I just leave it alone. Because every time I got that mirror, bro, it always be like, my hand be all spinning and shit. I'm like, slow down, bro. They can't never get it. I'm like, fuck it. I leave it on factory settings.
I looked this question up. This was going to be part of the this or that question. Do you guys call it soda or pop out there?
Pop.
And what
pop.
do you call it? You call it pop?
Yeah. Pop. Y'all call it soda out here?
Yeah,
Y'all
I think
call
everything's
hats
soda.
lids?
Yeah.
These lids? Is that what you call hats, or you just call them
I
hats?
just call them a hat.
Yeah, okay. My cousin stay in Oregon. He called them lids. He came over to Cincy. He was like, bro, that's a nice lid. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about, bro? Like, what lid? He's like, on your head. I'm like, my hat?
My main man, Big James, the comedian Big James. Get up on him.
In my opinion, podcast. My opinion, podcast. All night, nigga. All night.